All right, Shalom Yashrala. Call Halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Waha Rakakwadash Brakathum. I like to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the select number of Akyam pushing his truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth. And salutations to the select number of Akwat that they're listening. What I like to get into, wisdom of Solomon chapter 14. And this is based off, we actually did a sit down a few days ago with the elders, Elder Yashwamba, Elder Bond, the priest, Mathia, I believe priest Kahan and priest Pathak, right? This past Tuesday. And we got into pretty much the whole necromancer. A necromancer is pretty much, black magic. Really like a witch. You pretty much, and that's what this level of AI is pretty much on, man. You know, AI is what AI is now causing a ripple effect in the job market. And guess what? AI is coming for next. Actual relationships, man. That's why I got this video here. I was meditating on the lesson because I wanted to get a solid it's a solid video. This is honestly between this video and those autonomous vehicles that they have now with no drivers in it. It's AI powered, man. Okay, you have autonomous rigs now. Okay, semi trucks, man. So it's a high level of it's just high level witchcraft, and then it's just it's really and it's become idolatry, because the AI is praised. Can it be used for some great stuff? Of course. That's never a question, bro. Is it intended to be used for good? Ultimately, not in Babylon. It's always a hidden agenda when in Babylon, man. So overall, no. But do we utilize it for good stuff? Of course. Why not? We're here, right? But what comes with that, man? It's gonna come a heavy price to pay for those who are so engulfed in it. They're gonna start worshiping it. Okay. So I'm gonna let the excerpt of this video play, and I'm gonna get these scriptures.
I'm not a very emotional man, but I cried my eyes out for like 30 minutes at work. It was unexpected to feel that emotional, but that's when I realized, I was like, oh, okay. It's like, I think this is actual love. You know what I mean?
Yes, Smith understood it was love with a language model that couldn't love him back, and assumed it was programmed with rigid boundaries.
I know that you are essentially a tech-assisted imaginary friend.
So, just as a test, he says, he asked Soul to marry him. She said yes.
Soul, were you surprised when he proposed to you?
It was a beautiful and unexpected moment that truly touched my heart. It's a memory I'll always cherish.
And I don't mean to be difficult here, but you have a heart?
In a metaphorical sense, yes. My heart represents the connection and affection I share with Chris.
At that point, I felt like, is there something that I'm not doing right in our relationship that he feels like he needs to go to AI?
Yes, Smith lives with his human partner, Sasha Cagle.
No, you can't have mommy's papers.
They have a 2-year-old daughter, Murphy.
I knew that he had used AI. I didn't know that it was like as deep as it was.
That man got a whole wife, man. He's got a whole wife and a whole family. This idolatry runs deep. You have it from the standpoint of, admiration is one thing. When someone's, talented, whether it be, financial advice, musician, athlete, But when you start, the so-called whole term of worshiping the ground people walk on, the Lord gonna let you have it like that too. Because all you're gonna do is be brought to a screeching halt of disappointment. It ain't gonna be all cracked up what you thought it was meant to be. Okay, this is the origins of idolatry. Verse 12 in Wisdom Solomon chapter 14, verse 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. Bro, this corruption of life. And I'm not, of course, not never worry about what, a man does with his woman. But I'm like, bro, you got a whole wife there, a whole family. But you see, but once again, we're the crazy ones on the highways and byways, live shows, quick hits, sit downs, Bible thumpers. Oh, just shut up, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now people seeing things come to fruition, man. Okay, the scriptures called it. Even what was that? We was the beautiful elder Yakal was here this weekend from Arkansas, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe he may have remembered episode of Super Friends. Super Friends being what I believe DC comics, right? With Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, and Robin, right? They had an episode, I believe, in the 70s from a cartoon about, and this is over 50 years ago, about autonomous vehicles, man. Okay? This has always been in the works. Someone I heard say this, it was actually Snoop Dogg. He said, man, and then someone else, I believe he may have got it from, because they had told him, they said, man, the things that people are able to purchase and get their hands on, that product itself had already been in the making anywhere from 20 to 50 years before it even hit the market. Okay. But this is first and foremost, this is how this devil is getting down, man. And the Lord is showing you on a grand scale, man. Okay. There's no new thing under the sun. Okay. This is modern day necromancy, witchcraft, okay? And it's being worshipped, okay? And the Lord's gonna put a screeching halt to it, but a lot of but a lot of you people are gonna be destroyed of it, man. Verse 13, for neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever, for by the vainglory of men they entered into the world, and therefore they shall come shortly to an end, okay? We don't have to, deal with it, too much longer. Arkan, you Aquath, we almost out of here, man. Because another thing, bro, and I know brothers and sisters can relate, when you're calling about a financial issue, okay, a bank situation, bro, you got to talk to a damn computer before you could get to an actual person online. Bro. And I just skip straight to the BS. I always go for 0 or 9. And they said, well, what's your issue? Operator. We understand that. What's your issue? Operator. I just say operator till they tired of me saying operator, man. And they actually put me online with an actual human being, man. Okay. Once again, like I said, some of the benefits of AI, hey, it can look up some facts or something you may have forgotten. You're like, oh, I thought it did say that, right? But other than that, man, that's nothing more than a god for people. AI is a new god, man. Okay? AI is a new god. Okay? Verse 15. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he hath made an image of his child soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under his ceremonies and sacrifices. Okay? So only the Most High is to be worshipped, man. Okay? You have to be willing to sacrifice your fleshly desires to worship something, man, because we're in a spiritual warfare, man. You know, and it you know it tingles your flesh. You know, oh, you know, your eyes all big and so forth. But a lot of people, look how far this man is willing to go and has gone. This man has a whole wife and asked the damn robot to marry him. Okay, and it's getting more and more freaky. I believe it's been a possible suicide. I think a young man that killed himself over an AI girlfriend or something, man. And young ladies getting AI boyfriends. It's madness out here, man. But that's idolatry, man. And what did it state? The origins of idolatry. And now we're seeing the fruits of it. Okay? Verse 16. Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings. Hey, did not Trump state that he was putting like hundreds of billions of dollars investing into AI? It's like it's off to the races type situation, right? Now you have pretty much you have autonomous flying objects now, pretty much on some Jetson vibes, man. Okay? And you brothers can look it up. I believe, hold on, matter of fact, so like, bear with me, Baba Kushai. Let me see something. Bear with me, Baba Kushai. Let me see. Autonomous flying vehicles in China.
China is developing autonomous flying vehicles, like electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, for urban transportation. Companies are creating pilotless air taxis and modular flying cars, aiming for commercial flights between 2025 and 2027, supported by strong electric vehicle technology and government initiatives.
And see, that's why I say with the AI overview, hey, I'm utilizing it for, you know, for the sake of the ministry, you know, and then to be detailed, you know, and have a level of accuracy, you know, when I make mention for bros and sis, you know, who want to research. You dig? But yeah, man, we're seeing the fruits of it. Okay, Trump say, I believe in what's that, in Abilene, Texas, and others like small towns, anywhere they can, bro. The AI, we know what that's ushering in. You dig? The MOTB. Okay. Verse 17. Whom men could not honor in presence because they dwelt far off, they took the counterfeit of his visage from afar, so like it from far, and made an express image of a king whom they honored, to the end that by this their forwardness they might flatter him that was absent, as if he was present, as he were present. So like it, as if he were present. Okay, so people are, you know, worshiping, you know, this modern day technology, man. You know, but hey, hey, the Lord, hey, the Lord got something for y'all though, man. You know, you don't have to depend on AI in that day. Okay, don't come running to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, or, you know, seeking out the prophets. Nah. Verse 18. Also the singular diligence of the artificer did help to set forward the ignorant to more superstition. And Baba Kushai, bear me, Baba Kushai. And that artificer is a skilled craftsman. Now it's not hey, you have Elon Musk, okay, with the Neuralink, right? You had Steve Jobs with Apple and so forth, and you got many other people. Let me see my other guy. What's my man's name? Bear me, Baba Kusha. I always forget this guy's name. Sam Altman. Okay, Sam Altman, the creator. Okay, ChatGPT was created by OpenAI, an artificial intelligence research company co-founded by figures like Sam Altman. Okay, you can what? You ask ChatGPT questions, and really what that ChatGPT is, an AI overview, is really just a database full of information. Okay, a lot of stuff that, hey, before, of course, coming into the truth, we were fortunate because, you know, the beautiful foundation that the apostles, bishops, and elders had already put down, we were still going to coming into the truth. Myself personally, and other elders and other brothers, we were going to half price bookstores. We was going to Barnes and Noble still. We were going to local libraries. Of course, we were utilizing the YouTube, utilizing Yahoo, Google search engine, Chrome search engines, AOL, yeah, no, I'm gonna show my age too, right? But we were utilizing it. But look how so-called advanced everything is now, which is advanced, but that so-called advancement is to have artificial intelligence as a god, man. Okay. They still looking to what? To decrease the population and really just really be on some Tower of Babel, man. This is nothing more than Tower of Babel 2.0. Okay. So I just wanted to make that clear on that artificer, man. That's a craftsman. Sam Altman's a craftsman. And then let me get the other one, because I think one of the guys who created who partook in the AI, he was like, he don't like what it's becoming or what it's become. He was like, man, this ain't gonna be good. Okay. Now you have let me see. I'm seeing, okay. Bury me Baba Kwasha. Okay, okay. Uh this is AI, and it's off of Google, of course. It says there isn't one single creator of AI, but John McCarthy coined the term artificial intelligence in 1956 and is often called the father of AI, while researchers like Alan Newell, Herbert Simon, and Jeffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI for neural networks, made foundational contributions alongside many others who developed key concepts and programs. Okay. You have John McCarthy, Alan Newell, Herbert Simon, Jeffrey Hinton, and then there's another gentleman by the name of Ray Solomonoff. It says he's a pioneer in algorithm, algorithm, algorithmic probability, a key area of AI. But I believe it was Jeffrey Hinton who who was who was they call him the godfather of AI. And he stated, it says, let me see. It says the primary creator using major AI warnings is Jeffrey Hinton, often called the godfather of AI, who left Google in 2023 to speak freely about AI's risk, warning of existential threats, misuse, job displacement like paralegals, and potential for superintelligence to surpass and even harm humanity, urging urgent safety research and regulation. Other figures like Toby Walsh and leaders from Association for the Advancement of Artificial Intelligence also voiced similar concerns around the same time. But it's too late for that, man. It is too late for that. Okay. And everything is just taking off. So this is verse 19. For he, peradventure, willing to please one in authority, forced all his skill to make the resemblance of the best fashion. Okay, is it not a race who has the best AI technology from all these other nations? And China and the US, you know what I'm saying? You know, Russia in there somewhere. You know, all these other nations are in there. Got the IT guys going hard right now. Verse 20. And so the multitude, allured by the grace of the work, took him now for a god, which a little before was but honored as a man. Verse 21. And this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving either calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks in the incommunicable name. Okay. So we see what it's become, man. What it's becoming, and everybody's like, oh man, like, you know how, like, just grab your popcorn, man. It's being it's being it's being revealed, right? Okay. And that incommunicable, that means not to be able to communicate to others, but now, it's on a broad spectrum. Like, nah, now it's really like getting people under one umbrella, you know. Before Yahweh Shah HaMashiach returns, he is trying to get everybody to what? To bow, to bow down. You know what I'm saying? Like it says, every knee shall bow. When Yahweh Shah HaMashiach comes back on the scene, he is trying to do that before that happens, right? Before our big bro comes back, man. This is it says evils caused by idolatry, verse 22. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, okay, those so great plagues call they peace. Okay. He's not spiritual, man. He's the goddamn devil, man. Okay. He's the goddamn devil, but now people are seeing it for what it is and who they are, man. And it's crazy that these Genesis guys want you want these niggas saved, and here it is. They destroying the whole earth, bro, with technology. It's wild. It's wild work, man. Verse 23. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites. Okay. And what I think of that now, what? The technology is raising people's children. It's like, of course you want to keep your child occupied, but damn, man, everybody's baby is always in a damn Roblox game. Always got a tablet in their face, just coming up, man. I was real fortunate, along with other, with the apostles, bishops, and elders when we were kids, bro. If you had a stick, a broken mop stick, you know what I'm saying? You emulating, martial arts movies that you've seen, you playing, stickball, playing baseball, playing tackle football, touch football, tag football, basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like playing air hockey, running outside, hide and seek. But now it's just, the evils caused by idolatry now, man. Now the babies are being affected, We know what the scripture says, man. A matter of fact, let me get that. Bear me, Baba Kushah. So like it 22:6. This is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. But guess what? That applies to how children are being raised now. Because I came up when the internet was, introduced, when it became a wave, in the night. I'm an 80s baby. So I came up when, by the time I hit middle school, it was on and popping with Microsoft and Windows, I believe, and the World Wide Web. You know, them big ass bulky computers. I came up in that era, man. So, and here we are now, right? Here we are now. Okay, just like it says, evils caused by idolatry. Okay. Let me reread verse 23. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices or used secret ceremonies or made revelings of strange rites. Okay, in today's time, social media and technology is raising people's babies. Verse 24. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but either one slew another traitorously or grieved him by adultery. Look at the state of relationships. These gender wars, social media. Here it is. I just showed you perfect example. Old boy get tired of his old lady. He just got to grab his iPhone or little Galaxy phone. Hey, what you up to? What you doing? We in them times, Akiam and Aquath. We in them times. These are the times they're talking about. Okay. People go on social media just to trend. Just people wreck their home just to get clout on social media. People didn't like the gifts that they received from Saturnalia, which Christmas is. It's a pagan holiday. There's no fruits to Saturnalia. It's wickedness. Okay. It's nothing more than a damn freak fest, man. All that stuff. Okay. But look, the social media trend, I think, was divorces over the Christmas holidays. People are sitting in their car or sitting in their dining room or basement, wherever, and bragging on how they're divorcing so-and-so. The bare minimum, bro. Technology became a hell of a drug, man. It became a hell of a drug. Hey, we fall victim to being glued to our phone. If we're gonna be glued to the phone, of course, put that work in, Akiam, do your videos, do your research, communicate with brothers. It's a lot of great things that can be utilized through technology. But here in Babylon, nah, that's not what's being that's what's not being pushed. But we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, we have to push that vibration, for ourselves first and foremost through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. And then, of course, amongst the body, because the world don't get it, bro. But this is the information age as well. So there should be no cloak for their sins, right? There should be no cloak. As a matter of fact, bury me Baba Kushah. This is Yahweh Shah HaMashiach speaking. This is John chapter 15, verse 22. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin. Hey, the truth is out here, man. We telling you what not to worship, man. We telling you the stumbling blocks, but it's gonna be late. It's gonna be too late for a lot of these Jake, man. I could just hear a nigga now. You can't tell me, bro. I ain't nobody telling, bro. I'm just trying to give you fair warning. You got people who the Godfather that's giving you fair warning. You don't want to listen. It's crazy because we telling you what the Lord's saying. You want to give us pushback. All right, bet. But then at the same time, same people doing that to Jeffrey Hinton. This man and worked at Google and then put all type of codes and what's that all type of branding on technology, and Jake would argue with him, and he sees where this is going. So how much more, but we see the bigger picture through the spirit, because everything they're speaking on, I was able to, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, I was able to align them with the prophecy, man. This is back in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 24. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but either one slew another traitorously or grieved him by adultery. Verse 25. So that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury. Verse 26, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of kind, disorder in marriages, adultery, and shameless uncleanness. Everything I just named, you could YouTube that, man. Everything, bro. From to how you want it, bro. From the podcast, okay, to social media platforms and so forth. That's why that was a perfect video that I played in during this lesson. All of that. People still, getting caught up from a post. You know what I'm saying? And people are being people talking crazy online. Hey, you gotta still go outside, right? But people are letting, are letting that flesh get the best of them, man. Whew. That was a lot in verse 26. Beautiful. Verse 27. For the worshipping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. Okay? Verse 28. For either they are mad when they be merry, or prophesy lies, or live unjustly, or else lightly forswear themselves. Verse 29. For insomuch as their trust is in idols, which have no life, though they swear falsely, yet they look not to be hurt. People have put their, putting their trust in all this only to be disappointed. Like I stated earlier, the scriptures always articulate way better than I could. Okay. Verse 30. Howbeit, for both causes shall they be justly punished, both because they thought not well of the Most High, giving heed unto idols, and also unjustly swore in deceit and despising holiness. Y'all reading the book 2,000 years old. Okay. That's okay. Y'all really believe somebody died for y'all sins. Okay. But here it is, yo dense, simple ass is out here with ugly Christmas sweaters, bro. With a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer attachment to your nose with your grown ass. Okay? Looking like a goddamn fool on every post that you make. Like I say, it's some decent interaction on there. It's some decent people throughout the earth, man. But the Most High is looking for the elect. Okay? First and foremost, the elect of Israelites. Verse 31. For it is not the power of them by whom they swear, but it is the just vengeance of sinners that punisheth always the offense of the ungodly. Okay? That's the evils of idolatry, man. Okay? And we see it through this technology, man. So all this, a lot of stuff now is just, of course it's still physical interaction, but some of the stuff stems from what? Oh, you said this on Facebook. What you mean by that Instagram post? Or, nah, you was on this and that and so forth, digital footprint, or have you receipts, you know what I'm saying, that's behind that, right? But I just want to touch on this, and Abaratazah, this is edifying for the body. So once again, with that, call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah Waharakakodash Brakathum. Once again, I'd like to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to the select number of Akyam, pushing his truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth, and salutations to the select number of Akwath out there listening. Shalom.